When I first heard about this story right here, I laughed so hard that I almost cried. Like tears almost rolled down my face when I heard this. And what's so crazy is I listened to a video that Chris Crazy House, better known as Black Up India 2, did a couple days ago, where he was talking about how a lot of white women out here, a lot of palm colored women out here, and I'm going to have to realize I'm going to have to use that word quite a bit in this instance, considering the context of the story. Y'all are going to laugh when y'all hear this. But he was talking about how a lot of palm colored women out here are getting offended by the word Becky. Now, mind you, Becky is actually more so of a name, but they're getting offended by it and saying that it's being used as a slur rather than as a name. Well, that segues into the story right here involving Heidi Klum. Now, of course, also in this picture in the corner, you see Gabrielle Union. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Heidi Klum used to be a judge on America's Got Talent. I'm not sure if she was, if she wasn't. But if she was, it's kind of crazy how she ended up on there, considering she is a German American. So, but whatever. But she came out and she defended Gabrielle Union because of the backlash that Gabrielle Union has been facing. And apparently some people out there refer to her as white woman. And apparently also Heidi Klum got offended by it. She got offended because someone called her a white woman. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, this lines right up with what Chris Crazy House was talking about the other day. And that video that he did was posted up maybe a couple days ago, and now this comes out. They are literally trying their best to be oppressed so bad that they will take the name Becky, which is the most basic palm colored female name out there. Is basically condensed down from the full name Rebecca, and use it as a way of saying that it's a slur against them. In this case, now she stepped it up and has taken the name Becky out of it and saying that her being referred to as a white woman is somehow offensive and it's a slur. Her words, not mine. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read the article for you, and it's within the first couple of sentences where you'll hear it. It says, Heidi Klum tells Page 6 that she received racial backlash after she seemed to dismiss Gabrielle Union's claims that she suffered under a toxic work environment while serving as a judge on NBC's America's Got Talent. So she actually, dismissed what Gabrielle Union was saying. That doesn't surprise any of us. It is what it is. A lot of us have come to dismiss it, to be quite honest, because we know how Gabrielle Union really is. And to be honest, I think I've heard some other things come out about her happening where Gabrielle was. Let's put it this way. It was more to it than for Gabrielle being fired from America's Got Talent than what she says. From what I've also heard, and what she's not going to say, is that she was just difficult to work with. And I said, too, that doesn't surprise me. Remember, this is the woman that has said that in the industry, when she first got started, she had the reputation for being the mean girl. Like, I don't think she's really let go of that image, to be quite honest. In November, reports came out that Union had been let go from the position after she lodged complaints of racism and inappropriate workplace behavior on set, which went unaddressed. At a Television Critics Association event in January, Klum, who was a judge on the show for 6 seasons, said, I've only had an amazing experience on the show. I can't speak for Gabrielle. I didn't experience the same thing. To me, everyone treats you with the utmost respect. Now, if you listen to what she just said, doesn't that sound exactly almost word for word like what Terry Crews said? So now you have a black man that's saying what he said. Of course, he backpedaled because he's such a simp. And then you have a palm colored woman, Heidi Klum, who's saying almost the same exact thing. But what makes her funny is the fact that she's trying to oppress her or self-oppress herself under the guise of being called a white woman or a palm colored woman, and saying that she was facing racial taunts. I cannot make this up. It says, but on Wednesday at the AMFAR Gala in Cipriani Wall Street, Klum told us a lot of people got mad at me. I was called, for example, a white woman. That was the best thing she could have came up with. That's the part about this whole thing that was funny to me. So you got mad because you were referred to as a white woman. I would like to know, Heidi Klum, what have you been referred to as? If they didn't know what your name was, what did they refer to you as before? I mean, at the end of the day, yes, we know you are a world-renowned model. We know that you at one time was married to Seal, who at one point was a big artist. But other than that, a lot of people will say, "Oh, she's a white." That's her constructual makeup. But the fact of the matter is, she tried to throw on the fact that she could be oppressed just because she was called a white woman. Not because she was called anything derogatory like the B word or anything else, but because she was called a white woman. That's like me saying someone that I've been oppressed because someone called me a black man. I know I'm black. Now, if they say the N word, then that's something different. But being called a white woman is oppressive to you. Like I said, it lines right up with that video I saw, and I'm gonna post a link to when y'all can look at it and just hear how ridiculous they sound. And the thing is, that's not even in that video. That wasn't even the first time I heard that ridiculous notion. It's just the fact that they are trying to put themselves into a group to be oppressed when they've never throughout history even been oppressed, and if they have, is most likely the foot has been on their neck from their own men. But other than that, nah. And we can see that with them exit polls from 2016's election of 45. Many of them like to be so-called oppressed. And I put that term in air quotes, and I use the term very loosely when it comes to them. But it's crazy because the palm-colored female has been thrown into the category of a minority. But thanks to things like feminism, you would never know that they were actually oppressed. Let me continue. She added that I think it's important for everyone to speak their truth. I think that when there's a story, it should be told. I had a different story. Klum said I can only speak to what I saw. It has nothing to do with what color I am. I am a human, so I just looked at what I saw. It's funny, she said she got offended by her being called a white woman, but she acknowledged that she is a certain hue, or a certain, well, not even a hue, but a certain color. See, Heidi Klum strikes me as that type of woman that doesn't see color. And that's something that a lot of palm color people love to put out there. I don't see color. They love to say that. So that's probably why she said I'm oppressed because I was called a white woman. Do y'all hear how crazy and ridiculous that is? We got bigger issues in the world, and she's mad because she was referred to as a white woman, which she clearly is. I can't make this up. I wish I could, but I can't. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done so already, follow me on Twitter. Have your notifications turned on, and I'll talk to you in the next one.